Hey guys, Andrew Shrout. I'm here on the sideboard. I'm sitting with Jadine Klomparens. How's it going, Jadine?
Really good, Andrew. Thanks for having me.
All right, you are 5-1.
Yes.
They got a pretty good run in this tournament.
So far.
And you are playing Jeskai Tempo.
Yes.
Tell me a little about why you chose to play this deck.
I'm playing it primarily because it's the first weekend of the new format, and I want this deck to be good, so we're hoping. I've played with it a lot in testing. It's got a lot of sweet cards, and it does some powerful things.
Sure. I like the response of, I want it to be good.
Yeah.
Occasionally somebody will ask me, like, do you think this is going to be good? I was like, I don't know, make it good. Go out there and win with it.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're off to a pretty strong start there.
Yeah.
The big addition here, I think the marquee card is Mantis Rider.
Yes, absolutely. The deck ends up, if you look at the main deck, playing 8 blue cards, 4 Mantis Rider, 4 Jeskai Tempo. It's red, white, splashing blue for those cards. And the Mantis Rider is really important and why we're bothering to play blue.
Sure. Worth the splash.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, tell me a little about how good it's been for you, because I think most people could just look at it and see, well, this is a powerful card.
Yeah, it's been really good. It's probably the actual best card against Green Devotion. They have really hard times blocking it. It's like Arbor, Colossus, or Bust. You just attack. It works really well with Stoke the Flames because it has Vigilance, so you get to convoke it really easily. It lets you progress your game state against red and make them closer to dying while still blocking really well because it has 3 power. It does everything, and we take a lot of trouble in our mana base to play it.
Fair enough. Okay, 4 Mantis Rider, 4 Goblin Rabble Master. That one I think was a gimme.
Yeah, absolutely.
The next best threat.
Yeah.
Your other creature, kind of creatures 9 through 12 here, you have 4 Seeker of the Way.
Yeah.
And this is a card that I don't think was getting quite so much hype.
Yeah.
But it's been really impressive from what I've seen so far. Tell me a little about how that card's been for you.
I really like it. It's pretty strong. Essentially what's going on is that you want something to do. You're a tempo deck, you need a creature on the board early, and there aren't a lot of good options. I played around with Fire Drink Crusader. What you're really looking for is something that can attack into Sylvan Caryatid, can attack into Corsair Crucifix. Fire Drink Crusader can attack into Caryatid, waste a lot of time. It's not really a good tempo deck when you're paying like a ton of mana so that you can kill your Caryatid when they block. Seeker of the Way, on the other hand, is sweet. You play it, you make an attack, it can be a Corsair Crucifix, it can be a Caryatid, and your opponent's confused. They block with a Caryatid, lightning strike their face, 3 power. If it's a Corsair, you can Magma Spray it, kill it, your guy survives. It does a lot of things. It is, it's not perfect. The deck really is looking for like a threat, but this is pretty much the best we have, and it's pretty good.
Basically just the closest Watch Wolf clone you can find.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, and then to back up those creatures, you have 4 Titan Strength and 2 God's Willing, as well as a 3rd God's Willing on the sideboard. A little, I guess, odd to see like pump spells and creature combat tricks in a deck with only 12 creatures.
Yeah, it is interesting for sure, and you get some bad hands. So the deck mulligans kind of frequently. The mana base is rough, and you don't have that many creatures, and you really need a creature, but because you are so threat-light, you need to protect them. God's Willing is really strong for that. And Titan Strength is like, it's a burn spell that relies on a creature, but we're not winning the games where we don't have a creature, so it's kind of just a burn spell if we're winning anyway.
So basically lightning bolt in that sense.
Yeah, and Titan Strength, Titan Strength might go down. I expected a lot of red this weekend, and Seeker of the Way, Titan Strength is really big game. Gain 6.
Sure, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sold.
Yeah.
All right, and then the other huge addition from Khans of Tarkir, of course, 4 Jeskai Charm.
Absolutely. It's really good. It does everything you want. The deck is almost built to make every mode really good. You're a tempo deck, you can put something back on the top of the deck. I won around by going end step, Jeskai Time, Charm your Corsair to the top, untap, Jeskai Charm your Morph to the top. Now I know the top 3 cards of your library, and I'm just attacking with a Mantis Rider. It was really strong and almost unrecoverable. So that mode is really good because you're a tempo deck and you can play that game. You also get to lifelink your team. You haven't actually lived until you go Goblin Rabble Master, attack, untap, Rabble Master, lifelink my team, gain 2, 4, 7, 8, 9. I'm pretty sure 9's the number.
Okay.
It's awesome. Yeah.
Sure.
Attack you for 9, gain 9, and then they're like, well, I was trying to race you, and now I can't.
Right.
And yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Jeskai Charm kind of was identified as the upgraded Azorius Charm, but you don't really see the difference between Azorius Charm's lifelink and Jeskai Charm's +1/+1 lifelink until you've got a guy spitting out tokens, I suppose. That's fair. And then the third mode, of course, just 4 to the head.
Yeah.
This is something that you can actually do a lot of different ways.
Yeah. No, yeah. You get to
it's basically a burn deck, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
You have 4 Jeskai Charm, 4 Stoke the Flames, and 4 Lightning Strike.
Yeah, absolutely.
So a lot of range here.
So we're a tempo deck that's kind of lacking in our creature base, essentially. We have threats, but they're going to get outclassed as the game goes on. We have some tricks to force things through. We have God's Will and we have Titan Strength. At some point in the game, our creatures will have done their job, and we're now trying to burn them out.
Right.
We have, and again, Jeskai Charm lets you do that. It lets you play so many games at once. It is a really strong card.
Okay.
And we complement it with other burn spells so that people have to respect our burn plan.
Sure. And then I said earlier you only had 12 creatures. I was not counting the 2 Sarkhan Dragon Speakers.
Sure, yeah. Sarkhan is, in this deck especially, an upgrade on Stormbreath Dragon. You get to get them or shoot their creature. So it's like doubling, it's just playing a lot of roles. A lot of the cards in the deck manage to do that.
Again, kind of like a modal card like Jeskai Charm. It's 4 to the head when you need it to be, but can also help you stabilize the board. All right. I want to talk a little bit about the sideboard. I was actually in the booth last round commentating one of your matches, and I saw you tell a Pulachronos to talk to the hand. There was a serious deflecting palm blowout.
Deflecting palm is very good at what it does. It's very niche, however you pronounce that word.
Sure.
People were hyping it a lot, and I've seen a lot of like Jeskai decks that are just like main decking 4 of them. It's not good everywhere. Multiples aren't good, and the card is unfortunate in that it gives your opponents a lot of play. If they suspect it, they cannot swing, they can wait and tin. I bet in a lot of board states, they'll be able to force a draw a lot of the time, just by attacking with like a huge team. However, what it does is amazing, and in this deck, they can't just sit back all the time because we have other burn spells. We get to end step burn you. You can wait so that you don't die to Deflecting Palm and give me a ton of draw steps for burn spells. So it's in the board because it's pretty bad some places, but it's really powerful, and when you're sitting against Green Devotion and you have it in your hand, you actually feel like you can't lose. Like, the game might end up being a draw if things go badly, but you cannot lose this game.
Yeah, of course, you can't draw if you... All the damage happens at the same time, so if they have multiple attackers.
That's my understanding of the ruling, at least.
The other creatures knock you to 0, Deflecting Palm knocks them to 0, and we move on to game 4 or whatever. But
exactly.
But that's not how it played out when we got to see it. It was sweet. You check that in the archives when you get a chance. Basically, at its best, I think, against a single huge creature. The
other thing it does really good is I was scared of the dredge decks. Well, they're not really dredge, but the graveyard decks. Powered a lot by Whip of Erebos. So Deflecting Palm is dealing the damage, not the creature. So you get to blow out lifelink. I've blown out Butcher of the Horde, sack a creature, attack you, try and gain 5. How about instead you take 5? And all of a sudden, that's a huge swing.
All right.
So it's really good in the places where people are trying to whip you or something.
They don't get the life, but you get the damage.
Yes.
All right. The other sideboard card I want to talk about, a lot of these I feel are kind of obvious. You know, Magma Spray, Arc Lightning, Negate. One card that really stood out to me, where I'm not quite sure where it comes in, would be Dig Through Time.
Sure. So I haven't actually played Dig Through Time yet. I haven't boarded it in, but because it's an open format. But in theory, like against like a control deck or something, where you have a lot of time and they're trying to stabilize, Dig Through Time digs for your burn spells and kind of represents a burn 8. If you have a ton of time and you're just using your mana, Dig Through Time is pretty good. We have a lot of burn spells. They're going to the graveyard. You can delve it really easily, and you just look at your top 7, grab a couple burn spells. It's pretty strong.
Basically, just like it's virtually 2 burn spells when you have the time to use it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, makes a lot of sense. You mentioned you haven't played against control yet.
Yeah.
What are you hoping to play against when you're playing this set?
Let's see. I would kind of like to play against red just because it's an interesting matchup. It's really fun to play. From my testing, it's really close game 1, but I feel like my board brings me over, and like you just get to do sweet lifelink things and Goblin Rabble Master.
Definitely a lot of interaction.
Yeah, it's probably the matchup where you get to Goblin Rabble Master Jeskai Charm the most because they don't care about Rabble Master. Like, sweet, my Rabble Master is so much better than yours, and then you tell them to think again.
You get to live a little, I suppose.
Green Devotion has felt pretty good. I've beat it twice so far this tournament. Mantis Rider is very good. It's kind of draw dependent in that they have very good cards against me and I have very good cards against them, but Deflecting Palm feels like a real trump card in that matchup.
Okay. Yeah. What are you hoping to avoid then?
Well, I just lost a game to Bow of Nylea out of straight green-red.
Okay.
That didn't feel good. Bow of Nylea was pretty sweet.
All right.
So let's not do that again. That'd be good.
Recurring life gain, I suppose.
Yeah, that was a problem.
Okay, I guess you're a burn deck at heart.
Yeah,
so, Other Seeker of the Ways, things like that. Just life gain in general is the problem, I suppose?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see.
So I mentioned you're 5-1 earlier. Tell me a little about how your tournament has gone so far.
I played the first 2 rounds against Mardu mid-range control, like Butcher of the Horde, Rabble Master, and some Planeswalkers. Those went pretty well for me. The matchup feels decent. It's just like a kind of too slow, kind of get some damage in, burn them out,
sure.
relatively routine. I then played on camera against Mono Black.
Right.
That matchup's interesting. I think I'm pretty favored. I've got so much removal in the board, but he had Holotriumph both games 2 and 3, which was kind of a beating at times, and I got emptied the pits, which was rough, but we managed to
okay.
we managed to squeak that one out.
Nice.
I would
imagine this deck actually wins a lot of close ones. With
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. This deck is a lot of really difficult to play. There's like a lot of math that like you're not used to doing until you've been playing the deck for a while. I'm still not doing it, but
it looks fun to play.
It's a blast, absolutely. And then 2 Green Devotions, one of which was on camera, and then I just lost to Red-Green Bow of Nylea.
Okay. All right. Well, 5-1. We're over the hump. Yeah. More than halfway there, within sniffing distance of that top 8.
Absolutely.
I'll be rooting for you.
Thank you.
Thanks
Appreciate
for sitting
it.
down with me.
Thank you.
Stick around. We've got plenty more coverage coming of the Standard Open here in New Jersey.